Hi, my name is Amritanshu Agrawal and my Unity ID is AAGRAWA8. Today I'm going to talk about DevOps Milestone 2, which is about building checkbox.io using Jenkins server and doing an analysis on the server side client code. This project is done by my teammates including Jeevan, Sumit, Shrenuj and myself. So let's get started. So there's a README file which talks about how you can provision a Amazon AWS server. Once you need to follow all these instructions which is provided in this README file. Once you have Amazon AWS server provision, you need to follow these steps to do all these analysis and as well as building the checkbox.io. The analysis tool is about finding three features, which is maximum condition, which is in a particular file among all the if statements, how many maximum decisions are available. So this is represented as number of decisions in our code. Long method. A long method is about which method has more than 100 lines of code. The big O. Big O is complexity measure which talks about how many iterations at a maximum it goes to. So there for this particular uh, for this particular analysis we provided two ways, different complexities to show that how this analysis works. One is big O greater than or equal to 3. That means at least 3 for loops, 3 if statements, and or 3 while stones, or inclusive of all these 3. The other one is big O greater than or equals to 4. This is how sample output looks like. For a particular routes admin.js, you will receive number of decisions as 2. There was no long method and complex functions. There was none of them. So there was nothing wrong with this particular file. What we observe is in the csv.js, you found complex functions of these two methods, format.json as CSV and size of row. This two is going till 3 iterations. So when big O greater than or equals to 3, this build will fail since we don't want any method to be this complex. The another one is big O greater than or equals to 4. This will not fail and the our whole checkbox.io will run properly and will be built successfully. Now let's look at the demo. Right now I will provision a server provision.sh which will install all the node, npm, ansible, everything on your local machine. If it's not installed, this particular uh, version is available only for Mac OS. You can modify this particular code, piece of code, for according to your user. Once it's done, this provisioning AWS server will work on any OS. So we have got IP address, AWS instance of IP address, this one. Now let's run our Ansible playbook file, which will start. Now this will start all the methods, all the commands which I have given. If we look at the AWS console, you will find that you have this particular node running, which whose IP address is this. Since this will install all the update for Jenkins and Java, adding Java 8 key, adding Jenkins key. It will also install all the list of dependency packages like nginx, maven, git, Jenkins, Java, git, and other supported packages. If we look at this, right now this node is not available since nginx has not started running. Once you will have this list of dependency package, it will start running. It will take some time to run this. Now let's look at the code, how I have incorporated into. So this is my playbook.yml file. I have created two job configurations, one for each feature of complexity, which will is about big O greater than or equals to 3 and big O greater than or equals to 4. And this is what my config file for Jenkins looks like. I'm running a node analysis tool. Once it gets this is the parameter which it talks about. This tells that we need to take into consideration big or greater than or equals to 3. So for this condition, for job 1, this build will fail since it's saying this thing, and this is done using a shell script. For config1.xml, I'm running analysis.js 4, which is big or greater than or equals to 4. This will build successfully, and this is also done using shell script. We'll see in a while how it works on the Jenkins. This list of dependency packages still working. In the meanwhile, you can see that AWS server is running and it's getting initialized. Once you will have that, you will see all the other procedures. You are seeing that we have now successfully installed all these packages, Nginx, OpenJDK, and this thing. Now Nginx has been started. So if you go to this IP, you will see that Nginx would be running with this IP address. And it's all this configure JVM arguments dot to disable security. This is to make sure that it doesn't require any password on when it's getting started. So Nginx has been successfully running, installing plugins like GitHub, Node.js, and now Jenkins dot this thing is working. If we go to Jenkins, it should be running now successfully. So we have Jenkins running successfully. Now we are doing all these configuration part like copy MongoDB configurations and starting the server from the Ansible scripts. Now once that is done, you will see two jobs getting created on the Jenkins server, and you will see both these jobs. It's installing npm packages on the server. Now MongoDB is getting started, and these are few of the lines of code which needs to be modified based on this IP address which we get from AWS. Now job configuration file 1 is getting copied, and job configuration 1 is getting created, and job 1 will start getting built. So you will see that this has already started and built, but it's failed. That's because you will see the output of, since it was ran with big O greater than or equals to 3, and we saw that these two methods has a iterations equals to 3. That's why it's got failed. This is true, and this function got failed, and the build is failed. Now if we go to back to the second job which is created, you will see that it's running and it will stay connected. So node.js is running, and you will see this output. And if you go to the IP address to see whether checkbox.io is running successfully or not, you will see that it would be running successfully. and if you do any management, you will see its update on this particular Jenkins server. From here you can communicate among each other and try to analyze what's going wrong and what is where. So this is how it looks like, that for this particular file you will have number of decisions equals to 2, long functions, complex functions, it will show all these things. And for csv.js you will see that why it went wrong and where it went wrong. That's all we have for in this video. I hope you like this video and everything is in proper conditions. Thank you.